I think I'm gonna cast greater invisibility on the ones that
Okay, we're back.
can't camouflage themselves, or because we're gonna try and sneak past those orcs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And then I can do cast without trace, and that I only have to cast that once, as long as everyone's within a 30-foot radius.
Oh, wow.
And it will,
Okay.
even if you guys can go in stealth, it'll add silence and
Okay,
a veil of
so
shadows.
just a heads up. I know you're talking about casting invisibility and stuff, and that's fine. We can play this.
Or I can
The
cast
planes?
non-detection.
If you look at the map, this forest took you most of the day to get through.
Mm-hmm.
The plains are longer.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're already super close to us, right?
They
There's
are.
some, we don't know how.
They're not
really-
far away.
Can we, at this point, even make out what they are?
They're, again, I'll say it again, and it's probably in your favor. They're between a football field and a half to 2 football fields away from you. And that, again, that's probably in your favor,
It's 200 yards away.
at least.
Okay.
So that's 2 football fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say 200 yards away. Which is, again, probably in your favor, which puts them probably around here. That you're seeing them. And you'll see some of them further out. But you can only see.
They're 12 feet in a yard? No. They're 12 inches in a
There's 3 feet in each.
3 feet in a yard, right?
Yes.
And so that's
600 feet.
And they're 50 feet tall, which means they're literally just a few
Away.
steps away. Yeah.
I know, that's why I'm saying it is probably in your favor that they're that far away and that it's that musty and foggy and musty because you're in a valley and the settles down in the valley.
It's foggy. Are we covered in fog?
No, not quite, but
Not
there's
quite?
I'd say it's probably it depends. As it goes further out, the fog lifts up, I guess,
Uh-huh.
because you're more to the edge of the forest when the fog's coming down.
So
I can still cast
let's
fog
just
cloud too.
okay. Cast fog cloud, and then
I
They
have
can't see
that
under them.
spell too, I
Huh?
Then they
believe.
can't see under them because they'll be too tall, right? So that also can help.
yeah, camouflage us.
Because I mean, we'll be able to hear
You guys
them.
make me chuckle a lot.
Why?
Because this is fun. I like it.
Let's just hurry and do this. They're not getting any further away. I'm gonna stealth. Into the fog.
Oh,
Okay,
my fog
hold on
cloud's
your
not very
horses.
big.
I need to do one thing really quickly here.
How does your fog work?
It's not very big.
And I assume you can probably see, but everybody else will probably be even harder for us to see.
You guys could probably see okay.
Oh, okay.
Because
I have-
I can
yeah,
I-
do
Make
it
out
within
forest.
120 feet radius.
Yeah, I
Or-
can.
yeah,
I can
range.
cast
So I can
fog
cast it
cloud
up.
as well, or non-detection, or invisibility. Any of those may work.
If I take quite a few minutes, I can cast enough long striders for us to move a lot faster for an hour.
See, the problem with invisibility is we're going to create a void in the fog. With
Well,
invisibility.
that's why I said I can. Non-detection may work.
is non-detection a visual thing or a magical thing?
Says for the duration you hide a target that you touch from. Okay, never mind. From divination magic. So I can also cast fog cloud to kind of.
Fog cloud.
Which is why I'm also saying that if what I do is pass without trace, because technically it puts a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, as if we're part of the fog. Probably. That's what I would assume. It says a veil of shadows.
Oh my.
And see, and mine is you create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 mph, disperses it.
So your fog does not move with that.
But I can also increase the range as well.
I can do that.
Up to, because this is only a level 1, I can increase it up to like a level 4, and it'll increase it up to 20 feet more each level.
This is a space of invisibility?
No.
No.
What was it again? I
That's
missed
fog
it.
cloud. To
Okay.
add more fog, basically. But it only spreads up to 20 feet per level that you want to cast it up to.
So
But
I don't want to spoil too much fun for you guys. But an orc can smell a human from miles away.
I can cast Stinking Cloud.
And an orc could smell that and wonder what the hell's going on and move right towards
Somebody
it.
farted.
I'm just putting that out there really quick. I looked it up because I wasn't certain what the orc's sense of smell was. So invisibility, they're going to smell. We can move this way, though. Your decision.
Well, we can also maybe
I think we
Allegium
should-
has like the quick moving
Potion?
vial. Yeah,
That
potion.
liquid thing that he used on us.
He does.
And the moves us like really quickly and through the air like
Oh, she could. Okay, go ahead. We could try that. Mm-hmm.
see, if there were trees, I could tree stride, and I could just jump from tree or teleport from
Hey,
trees. But
Thean,
that doesn't work.
pull out that sword. We need some courage right now.
I mean, I can teleport, but it doesn't.
Okay.
It's not a very long range.
So you asked Thean that.
Yeah.
So Thean pulls the sword out. It goes, has the blue aura still glows, and as he unsheaths the sword, you guys feel a great sense of what did I call it? What was I calling it earlier? I can't remember.
Vigor.
Not
Confident?
vigor. Confidence.
Courage.
Courage. You felt strong. Not surprised. What was the word? It was an S word. It was a
Special.
special. Yes, you felt special. There's the word. I need it again. Thank you, because I have to use a special word.
Okay.
If I use another word, it doesn't describe what's accurately happening.
Feel special.
So you feel special.
All
I
right.
can't say vigor because vigor means
Special.
something else.
Okay.
You feel special.
Okay.
Okay.
You feel special.
You feel special. And because we got to move this along a little bit, guys. So
Yeah.
a little help from the DM here. You notice off in the distance again, probably about 20 yards off to the side, you see a white aura appear again.
Mm-hmm.
And the white aura begins moving towards you again.
Mm-hmm.
And as the white aura moves towards you again, you notice it is a man on a steed. And as it gets closer, you notice that it is Lerwick
Mm-hmm.
on the steed again.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at all of you and he nods.
So we have to have the sword out.
He looks at all of you and he nods. Thean looks and he's like, I thought we
Did this?
rested him. We put him at rest.
Wait, he is here to help us. The orcs fear him because he defeated them.
So he can
Finally!
he can detour the or
Deter.
keep him busy looking at him or make them fear him.
Let's have you lead with the sword,
Okay.
and we will go
Okay.
and we will march.
Okay.
You guys with us?
Yeah.
Okay. That the plan.
Yes.
Yep.
Are we unanimous on this now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see Fluter Flame go, we're hedging our bets on a sword.
Yes.
Don't you feel
Hey,
how special you
not
are?
just
I
a
do
sword.
feel quite special. So I feel confident in this, but I'm just saying that, ladies and gentlemen. We're hedging our bets on a sword. And Allegium looks around and says, sounds good enough to me.
Okay,
You got a better plan?
here we go.
I can stealth. They'll probably smell me, though.
Yeah. And with the special we're feeling is not the yellow bus type of special either.
No, it's not the yellow bus kind of special. Okay, so you begin to march forward. Theon, sword drawn, and as you march forward to the side of you, Lord Lerwick marches with you, and as you're marching forward, the figures start to become clearer. As you make them out, they are 50-foot orcs. And you hear as they start to come towards you. They start marching their direction towards you. And they become fully visible, and they see you, and you see the orcs start to reach back and grab a club. And the orc starts to move forward, and then you see Lerwick and his horse, and the horse kind of whinnies up in the air, and Lerwick pulls out his sword, which looks exactly like the sword as Theoden draws his other sword, and one sword glows yellow because there's a spirit nearby, and the other one's glowing. Well, you can't see it's glowing. It's not glowing blue to you guys, but it's glowing blue to these guys because they can see its aura. Well, I guess you're the only. Can you see auras? Yeah, he can see auras, can't he?
I know. I don't know. Can you see aura?
I don't know. I think he said. I think he was able to or
little
something.
bit.
I can't remember. But it glows. It glows blue, and the orc sees Lerwick and stops and fumbles back a little bit, and you see Lord Lerwick rise, and he starts moving towards the orc, and you see Lerwick strike the orc, and the orc goes Wah! And the orc slams his club to the ground as he tries to strike towards Lerwick, and Lerwick gallops into the air and strikes the orc again, and you hear the orc scream Wah! As he strikes his club again as he's trying to strike Lerwick, and Theoden's looking around and he's like, is this our clue? Do we keep moving? Or do we let this happen?
Yes, let's keep moving.
And you see Lerwick just striking, and you see this orc slamming his club down, trying to.
He is distracting them.
And you hear
buy us
the
time.
orc scream, and you look off in the distance, and you see another orc charging your direction. And as you look back to you, you hear a big thud as the orc behind you falls to the ground. Lerwick has defeated it.
You want to go loot it?
And as
That
Lerwick
part.
trots and he starts to catch up with you, and the next orc it comes and it sees Lerwick again, and it backs up a little bit, and you hear it go, "Whoa!" And you guys are literally like down here to it, "Whoa!" And the horse whinnies again. And it starts to go at the orc again, and it starts striking, and you see it, the orc screaming as it's swinging its club and striking and hitting the ground, and you see another orc heading your way. You guys got to be careful and watch your pace. I would suggest.
Yeah.
So,
we'll
and you might want to assist a little bit. I'm just going to put that out there. You're seeing it's taken Lord Lerwick a little bit of time to strike them down. And the orc is slamming the ground, and dirt is flying everywhere, and you guys are feeling the ground tremble as the big, giant club, which is a tree, slamming and hitting the ground. And the orc is screaming, and Lerwick is kind of flying around on this horse, striking this orc, and you can see him, he's hitting it hard, and the orc is bleeding, and it's screaming in the air.
And because Lerwick is a ghost,
Yeah,
the
they
orc
can't
can't
hit
hit him.
Yeah.
Fireball.
And so you're going to cast the one coming or the one that Lerwick's attacking?
The one Lyric is attacking.
Okay, roll. Okay, 9.
9.
Okay.
Modifier is 5, so 14.
Okay. Let's roll for damage.
Okay.
I forget how modifiers work. According to your, is it according to your stats?
I've been doing it for you too,
Oh,
but he wants to do his own, which is fine. Which means I adjust your guys' stats and what needs to be done, and mentally, whether you're successful in it or not.
27 points.
Okay, 27 points of damage. You summon a fireball. It begins to form in front of you, and you kind of... And in the bolt of fire, you guys feel the heat as it flies by, and it strikes the orc. And the orc bursts into flame and is thrown back to the ground and slams to the ground dead. And Lerwick trots next to you. This is a fucking cool sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
it's
Lerwick
really cool.
comes and he trots right next to you, and he starts
kind
to
of
trot.
reminds me of that sword on Harmon Quest. You remember? It had a spirit attached to it. It was like one of the last episodes.
Oh, I don't remember that.
You know?
No.
It was a girl with short hair that ended up
It's the
playing
one with the tattoos. Oh no, the bad guy was the girl with the tattoos. Yeah, I remember that one. But I don't remember the sword. I'll have to rewatch it. I don't remember it. Okay, anyway, so the next orc you see is coming along, and it starts running this direction because there's a lot of commotion now, guys. There's banging and hitting around. So
Okay.
things are going to be attracted to it if it can hear. So the next orc starts to come, and Lerwick starts to head before, because he's had a little bit of a head start because he finished that one sooner than the other one. And the orc stops ahead of it, and you can see its cowardice, and Lerwick's just going to town. I mean,
Yeah, and
could you
I'm
imagine
gonna-
Lerwick back in the day doing this? He was
I'm
he was
going
probably
to
crazy.
assist and cast Scorching Ray on the orc.
Okay. Roll for success.
3, 17, and 9.
Okay, so you go ahead and roll for damage for all of them.
Let's see.
Are they sixes?
Which was a 2d6, I think? Yeah, 2d6 on each. Okay, the first one... 8.
Okay. That was the 3.
Mm-hmm. Then the second one, it was 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Second
I can't remember,
one
but it was
damages for 10.
Okay.
And then the third one was 9. And it damages for
11.
11.
Okay, so you fire your first scorching ray, and it starts to go off, and then skids and burns onto the ground under the plains, and the ground is moist. I'm just going to put that out there. So it doesn't actually catch fire. The ground is moist. It's huey. It's misty. It's foggy. It's moist, right? So it doesn't catch on fire, but it clearly misses the target. The second scorching ray goes and flies, and it hits the orc in the chest. And this whole time, Lerwick's like a ghost swinging around it. And the thing is slamming the club to the ground. And you guys can hear... And it's just literally, it's bouncing the ground around you. You can feel it bouncing. A hit from that would probably be a kill. Just one would probably kill you. That's how powerful this orc is slamming the ground. It's literally leaving giant divots in the soft, planed ground. And your third scorching ray. Oh, your second scorching ray hits the orc, and it screams and it looks at you, and then the third one hits it and it hits it off to the shoulder, and it knocks it down, and the orc kind of catches on fire, and you see Lerwick go over to it and right to the head, and he kills it. And then Lerwick comes marching back to you, and you guys look around you, and right now you don't see any orcs, at least in front of you. So you keep moving forward, I imagine, right? With
Yeah.
this the sense of special. FYI, I'm taking something into effect that you are not seeing because you don't know what's going on. The special is doing something. Okay, so you keep moving forward. Okay, and you continue to move forward, and I'd say you march on for I'd probably say for probably about another hour before you start to see an orc off into the distance.
Okay.
Okay. And Larrick has sat by your side and marched with you, and he just is. He's a spirit just marching with you. You know, he's going at your pace. He's staying there right with you, and the orc hasn't quite made you out yet. It's probably about 4 football fields away, but you can make out. You can see there's something there, and you can see the aura of the orc.
Mm-hmm.
And it's putting off more of a like a reddish greenish aura that fades in and out.
Okay.
And you guys start moving, and probably as you keep going, the orc's aura fades. You guys are walking this way. You guys continue moving in this direction,
Mm-hmm.
and the orc you saw, its aura was over here. And as you continue to move, because it was a ways away, as you continue to move, it was moving this direction. Okay?
Oh.
So now you might have company behind you, so you might have to keep track of that. Because you've passed it, possibly. If it's moving back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So heads up. Okay, so you guys keep moving, and I'd say...
Can you summon an eagle or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if what I can do, like a vulture.
And then let it keep an eye out for us?
Yeah, let me see. That's something that's small.
You know what's the coolest thing in Aladdin? The flying carpet.
Yeah, that was cool.
The flying carpet is like Doctor Strange's cape.
Yeah, I could do an eagle
Okay, we need an eye.
or a blood hawk.
About high and
I
above.
have arcane or eye, I think.
Okay, so you guys are going to try and see ahead of you? That's fine.
Well, not just ahead, but someone to hover above us to keep an eye out on.
Behind your back and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
Or even a giant eagle.
So I'm going to say you guys keep walking. And it takes you... a while. Are we summoning something? I just want to keep moving.
Yeah, you can just keep us moving.
Okay, you keep walking, and you don't see anything for a while, and you're working out whether you're going to summon something. And Larwick
He is
continues.
summoning an eagle, right?
Yeah, I'll summon it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll summon an eagle.
Okay, you're summoning an eagle. Okay, go. Let's roll to make sure you do.
11.
Okay, so you summon an eagle,
Um,
and the eagle appears. You can he view for the eagle's eyes? Is that what we determined we're doing? Or vision of the beast, or something like that? Eyes of the beast, or something?
I can do that as well.
Like Bran.
yes.
Because you want to see, right?
Yeah.
Because you
I-
want to, or
yeah,
do you
that
just
or I
want
could
the
just-
eagle to caw when it sees something close?
Yeah.
Or how
That'd
are we
probably
doing
be
this?
easier because my vision actually goes away because I see through the
Okay.
animal's eyes.
So
You're like Bran,
yeah, it will eventually go away.
the three-eyed raven.
Okay, so the eagle go. You basically you kind of communicate to the bird, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
To just go up and look and make sure nothing is coming around you.
Mm-hmm.
The bird circles around and is flying above you and just looking.
Sight.
And you, as you start to get closer to the forest, I'd say you guys spend a large portion of
Forest
the day
or desert?
Or desert, sorry. As you guys start to get closer to the desert, you start to make out off, and it's now starting to approach nighttime. You see occasionally an orc off in the distance, but so far away that it's not seen you yet. And as you get closer to the edge here, you can start to make out lights.
The town of Char.
The town of Char. You're making out the town of Char. You can start to see lights. And as you start to get closer, the plane begins to the plane ends, and you guys get to the edge here. Luckily, no more orcs, and Ian's got the blade out. And this whole time, you guys have felt great, and you felt special and awesome. And right as you step over the line and into the desert, Lord Larwick stops at the edge. And his horse trots back and
Bow
forth.
to him. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And he
Thank
bows
you,
to
Larwick.
you. And you guys feel the aura dissipate from you.
So the sword only works during that area.
And Lord Larwick disappears. And Theon's like, I've got the sword out still. And I feel special. Do you guys still feel it?
No.
Wow.
So I guess it's only
So
in you now with the
something is, it's only in that area
Mm-hmm.
that we
sword
can
to do the
all
aura.
feel the aura.
You
This is a great blade. And I
Yeah.
honor the fallen champion. And he sheathes the blade. Okay?
Cool.
You guys start to make your way. Oh, the black is you. You guys start to make your way towards the town of Char. You're now in the desert area and you can feel the heat.
Now we're just a skid mark. on the
And
board.
nighttime has come. And there are lights from the city. And as you start to walk through the city, you get into the city and you start to walk through the city.
Is the city walled or?
The city is not walled. Or the city does have... No, the city has a wall. Oh yeah, okay, we'll do the city has a wall. Yeah. The city has a wall because it's how it kind of keeps the orc out. Okay, so the city has a wall, and as you get to the wall, you notice that the gate is open, so you guys are able to walk right through.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no guards there. Okay?
Okay.
There's no guards at the gate. And you get into the city, and as you start to walk through the city, you notice that there's no one on the streets. It is later at night, but the city almost appears abandoned. And every once in a while, you'll see a house with its window open, and you see them shut it immediately.
Deja vu.
Yay.
Okay? And you continue to walk your way through the city. And every time you notice any living creature or living person or person in the city, they always shut themselves off or try to hide from you. They try to get away. And you can make out off in the distance, down the ways a little bit, an inn with a tavern.
Okay.
You can see there's lights on in it. Okay. So imagine you make your way that way, right?
Yep.
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 Okay, so you make your way to the inn, and you get to the innkeeper, or you get in there, and there's no one in the tavern. The
Not
tavern's
even an
abandoned.
innkeeper.
But there's lights.
There's lights on in there.
Okay.
Okay. And hold on one second.
No innkeeper and there's lights.
And as you get in there, you notice there's no one in there, and then finally somebody ends up walking out up to a desk,
Okay.
and it is an innkeeper.
Human. Or
He's a human.
okay.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Strangers in the town. I haven't seen that in a while. What can I do for you folk?"
We need a
We're
place to
just,
stay.
A room. Yeah, we
It's-
need a place to stay for the night. And
We managed to get through the whole plains area, the plains of Lerwick.
You came from that end. How?
Courage.
Luck.
You are probably in danger.
In danger?
For what?
Ever since the days left us, something has happened in this town.
Like, can you be more specific?
When I say strangers in our town, I don't speak as just because you're strange people. I speak because I worry about your well-being. Because ever since the days left us, and he looks around like he's scared to talk.
Are you being watched?
Yes. There are people among us. I fear for your safety, and I fear for mine and everybody in this town. And I shouldn't speak to you.
So there's ones among us that are of the darkness.
Ever since the days left us. I don't know that I can spare to give you a room. If you choose to take one, I won't stop you.
I'll take it. I was gonna do it anyway.
Well, we have to have some place to stay for the night at least.
Do you have a temple of any sort in this town?
There's a temple, not in the town,
It's in the desert.
but off in the desert. And it's not,
Temple of Mar.
not of anything.
Temple of Marduk.
And you see, he continues to speak very softly, as not to be noticed. He says, "Please leave. I fear for my well-being. Please leave. If you take a room, I won't stop you, but it won't be because I gave it to you."
You did not help us.
I did not exactly.
Exactly.
Yep. You didn't see us. You didn't help us.
We just took it because it looked abandoned.
As you guys
It's not going to be a restful night.
as you guys are in there, you start to talk amongst each other, saying what you're saying, and you look back and the innkeeper isn't at the table anymore. But you
Is there
notice
a second level or
But you
anything?
notice the tavern doors opening, and several people enter wearing cloaks where you can't see their body.
Oh boy.
And you can see the inside of the cloaks. They glow a blood red. But the outside of the cloak is so dark, it looks like the pitchest blackest black. Like light doesn't even reflect off of the black of the cloak.
People.
But on the
from
inside of it,
Danish
it almost looks like the cloaks are flowing blood red on the inside of
The
it.
These
blood
are-
god worshipper.
The temple worshippers.
Yeah. The Dane of Spite's minions.
Do you say that?
Yeah, I'm hoping you guys aren't talking.
No. This is just.
And
conversing in my head.
there's like 4 of them, and they go sit down at the table. And you can't see their face or anything like that inside the cloak because the cloak is covering down. But you can hear them whispering amongst themselves.
Ah, so they dress just like me.
That's what you hear, honestly. As they're talking, you can't make out their language, but you hear them talking to each other.
I'm gonna start walking towards the back.
Let's just get to a room and lock the door behind us. Bar the windows and door.
You hear them talking. Okay. So you guys are going to find a room in here? Okay. So you find a room. And you Are you guys all sharing a room, or is everybody going to get separate rooms? Or
Oh,
all,
we're sharing
Probably
a
just
room.
share.
all of you?
Yeah.
You all sleep on the ground.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna
And-
try and,
and-
keep as
and-
undetected as possible. Like, keep quiet and.
move quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dog. And so you guys get into the room, and are we sleeping or are we taking shifts? How is this? What are we doing? You
Shifts.
shut the door and lock it behind you.
Very quietly.
Okay. So,
Saber. I'm speaking to it telepathically.
okay.
Can you sneak? Can you go non-corporeal and go listen in?
So, you're gonna have your pet go and see if you can listen into the table.
Mhm.
Okay. So you open the door, I imagine. Okay.
Mhm.
He goes out, and you can see through his eyes, right?
Mhm.
So you guys don't know what's going on. He goes out there, goes out into the tavern, and he goes to look for the cultists at their table, and they're not there now.
In that amount of time, they would have gone. Oh my gosh.
There's no one in the tavern.
Are we on first level? Like, first
Yes,
story?
you are on the first level. It's not a leveled building. It's a single level building.
Go outside and see if you can see anybody.
Is that what you're telling Saber? So you tell Saber, he works his way outside through the doors, and he doesn't see anybody out front.
Go around the back of the building.
So he goes around the building, and he's looking around the building, and he doesn't see anybody.
Okay, come back in.
Saber makes his way back in.
Okay. Nobody's around. Those four cloaked figures are not in the inn, or not that I can tell.
They're not in the tavern.
Yeah, they're
They're not
in the
around the
tavern.
inn, but
Yeah.
they could be in a room, or they
Mhm.
could be somewhere else.
Mm.
Hmm. I am going to use one of my psionic abilities,
What is your psionic ability you're going to use?
astral projection.
Oh boy, here we go again. Where are you astral projecting yourself?
I'm gonna look in like the various rooms to see what I can see. Like look through the
So
door.
are you going to astral project yourself and then try to walk around?
Yeah.
Okay.
When
Where
you
are
astral
you?
project, are you like a spirit then?
Imagine.
Yeah, an astral
So
projection.
you can walk through walls and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder, how come you don't fall through the floor? Just kidding.
Makes sense.
Well, you should
That's
have. I asked. I rolled a 1 one time
An
when I
astral
astral projected myself.
It literally
I ended
was
up
an
in
ass
Theon's ass.
projection. I mean,
Inside an ass. That
you're gonna have to roll for it.
All right.
You need to determine where you appear at the beginning, because it has to be somewhere you know. Or if you try to say, "Well, I want to appear in the next room," how do you know what the next room looks like? Can you appear in the middle of something?
I'm gonna just appear in this room that we're in, and then I'll walk out.
Okay.
Are you laying down then, or do you need to lay down?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and sit down on the floor and meditate.
Okay. Let's roll to see if this works.
13.
Okay. You begin to astral project yourself. And you astral project yourself in the room. Okay? So I'll draw the room. What?
That sound when it brushed against the
Oh, does it
aluminum
drive you
edge.
nuts?
Yes.
Okay.
That's sound.
Uh-huh.
So you guys came in and took a room. I'll draw where all the doors are in brown. I'm going to say you took a room here. At the end of the hall. You see doors. Here. In all those places. They're all shut. And this was the tavern. Right here. Okay. There's tables. This is the desk that the innkeeper / tavern owner had. Okay? Make sense? You guys are all here. This is where you are. Okay?
Well,
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing.
astral
Projected
person.
Tell me
I'm
what
going
you're do.
to go out in the hall and
So you're going to come out here.
and then I'll go to the next door
This one?
and yeah.
And you're going to walk through the door?
I'll stick my head in and see what I see.
You see a room. It's empty.
Okay. I'll go to the next door.
This one right here?
Yep.
Okay. You see another room. It too is empty.
Okay, I'll go to the one across the hall. It's
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. You look into that room. And there are bodies of people lined up along the wall. Dead bodies. But there's no one in the room.
Okay.
No bed here. No bed here.
I'll go
And
to
you can see there's blood all over the floor.
in the same across the hall. You know,
Across
next
the
to
hall
that.
here?
Yeah, no, next to that room.
This one here?
Yeah. And I'll peek in to that room.
And the room is empty.
Okay, and then the one down on the end.
As you start to fill, your astral projection is fading. Okay? You look in and the room is empty as well.
Okay.
Your astral projection is fading.
Just run back through the rooms.
I'll go ahead and like go into the room.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, and then I'll back.
You're going
to
to
my
run
body.
through them?
Yeah.
Through the walls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you start to run through this one. There's an empty room. You get into this one. It is also empty. And as you get into this one, you guys are funny. You see the markers I got. As you get into this one and you start to run through it, the cultists, you see the cultists there, and they turn and they see you and reach out to you, and your astral projection fades.
Okay.
What does that mean when they grab your astral projection and it fades?
Well, that means that went back to
So
my
you
body.
reappear back in your body.
She reappears back in her body.
Okay.
But guess what that also means?
They know that she's
We're here.
Uh-huh.
At least she is.
Okay. I wake up from my meditation and I
Yep.
tell him, all right, get prepared for a fight. We've got dead bodies in here. It's up to you how much longer you want to go.
They haven't attacked us.
I am going to say that we probably should end right here
Okay.
before we get moving too far.
They haven't attacked us. You know?
They haven't.
I can just set an 8-hour alarm, tripwire, or like basically a tripwire alarm, where it, within the radius, if anything goes through it, it alarms.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end the night.